All right, we're here with upcoming star Manel Easy Money Cape. Have you switched your
Yes.
nickname, or is it Prodigio, or is it still, or are you going with Easy Money?
No, Prodigio is my name as kid.
Mm-hmm.
When as kid, was like 12 years old. I fight with many guys more older than me, and I can win these guys. And people in Portugal call me Prodigio, because
So,
I hitting this guy more older than me, like 10 years old more,
oh,
yeah, and that's it.
so
But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but this is in street, when I fight in street. But I fight in normal in export, and people call me, hey, Prodigio. This because my nickname Prodigio.
All right, you were born in Portugal?
No, I born in Angola.
Okay.
Born in Angola, but I leave Angola my 3 years old, when I very young, and my father and my mother bring me and my brothers for Portugal for students, and for play football. Yeah.
And so when did you start fighting? It sounds like you were street fighting.
No, I start fighting like my 6 years old. I think
Oh,
6 years
wow.
old.
Wow.
Because my father is a world champion boxing.
Okay.
That's is I start very young, but I start football and play football and boxing. I start in boxing.
Okay.
When my 6 year, yeah.
So
When my six,
boxing was your first love of
yeah,
martial
yeah. Is not, yes, my no, my first love. This is the sports family sports.
arts? Okay.
My whole family fighting box. So this is sports family. This is coming my blood.
Uh, is boxing pretty big in Angola?
um, no. Angola have very good fighters. Very good fighters in boxing. Um, because my father is a Olympian champion,
Okay.
Olympian champions, and have many titles in Angola in the amateur. So not is not very notorious.
Okay.
The
Okay.
boxing in Angola, but is the big sport in Africa.
Well,
It's a
you
big
speak
sport.
very good English, Manel. When did you
Uh,
learn how to speak English?
uh, you know, uh, when I was kid, I listen very music in YouTube.
Okay.
Uh, so very many musics, the 50 Cent, and I was kid, but I don't understand. But I try. I many try. I sing or and I try to understand. So when I'm moving for Thailand, I need to learn fast, because
Mhm.
I cannot speak Thailand, Thai.
Right.
So I can every day, every night I studied a little bit the English for try to meet for people, for talk to people and for girls.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I try to
Well,
learn
you
more
do very good. What is your native language?
my Portuguese.
Portuguese. Okay, and that is.
Portuguese.
Do you speak just Portuguese and English, or do you speak some Japanese too? Or
No, I speak Spanish.
okay,
I speak Spanish. I understand little bit French because I
oh,
stay in France 4 months. 4 months. I stay in France 4 months. Yeah, yeah, and Italian.
wow, wow, man.
Because Italian is Latin.
Uh-huh.
Latin is the Portuguese, and so it's very easy for me to understand Spanish,
Yes,
Italian.
I speak un poquito Spanish. You know, I'm Spanish
Hey,
myself. But
you habla. You know speak. You habla poquito.
yeah. Very, very, very little. I used to be a lot better. I have a 16-year-old who can speak
Uh-huh.
Spanish very well, but not me. I forgot it a long time ago. I don't use it enough. You know. Um,
I use sometimes I use it.
so where do you live? You live currently in Angola?
No, I live in Portugal, but
Okay.
I come here for help me my family,
Okay.
for help my family, and I stay because my father now work in Angola,
Okay.
so work in Angola, so for boxing and organization for boxing. So I come here for stay with my family because I not stay too much time with my family, because my three brothers stay in Portugal. I have one brother here in Angola because he's capitan the selection Angola.
Okay.
Yeah, and he stay here, and so sometimes I go to the Portugal, see my older brothers, and that's it.
How long did your
Because
father box for?
how long my father?
Yes. How long was he a boxer?
Um, my father now live in Boxer. He's a farmer, a
Right. Right.
farmer. He's a
Right.
farmer. He's I don't know, but too much years. Too much years.
A lot of years, huh?
Lot of years. Lot of years.
Oh, okay. So did you get to go to some of his fights when you were young?
Yeah. I see many fights in Spanish because he fight a lot of times in
Okay.
Spanish, and so in the world, all in the world. But it's much easy. I go to see my father fighting in Spanish because the Spanish is close to Portugal.
Right.
It's close to Portugal.
So
Yeah,
what made you want to get into MMA? When did you learn about MMA?
so you see, this is very funny, because I start boxing, and play football, and I have a good career in football. So one day, I see my friends. I have one friend very good in MMA. I have my age, and he say, Manel, oh, come to try jiu-jitsu. For training jiu-jitsu. I don't like this sport. This sport is gay. I don't like grappling. This is. I like punch. And I
Right.
say I like punch, and I can knock downs everywhere with my arms. And he say, no, Manel, you need to learn jiu-jitsu because if I grab you, you can move, you can use your boxing. This is the bullshit. And one day I go to this is my best friend. He called me, hey, let's go to my house. Yeah, stay in the room, and I ask you, oh, show me your jiu-jitsu, and I'll show you my boxing. And he grabbed me, and put me in real neck choke,
Uh-huh.
and I stay very, well, what the fuck is this? I can move, and this is start my passion for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
Like
you knew
it's
then
like
you had to learn jujitsu, huh?
yeah, because this is very effective. This is very effective because when I was kids, I'm not big guy. I'm a small, I'm a
Mhm.
small. So I start jiu-jitsu my 14, 14,
Oh, okay.
14 years
Wow.
old.
14
14.
years old. Do you remember what your first fights were that you saw on TV or?
No, my first fight is 15 years old.
Wow.
15 years old.
Wow.
A amateur league.
Okay.
Amateur
That was
league.
in Portugal?
Yeah, that was my first fight in MMA. First, because I have a lot of fight in jiu-jitsu. I have a lot of fight in jiu-jitsu. So my first fight, I think, is 15 years old.
Wow.
15 years old, and amateur MMA. So 15, then 16, and 17. I have 10 fights MMA and 10 victories, no
Oh
loss
wow.
in amateur. Yeah.
Did you wear headgear and shin guards and stuff for all your amateur fights?
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. And
But
then
many times I know I fight with the okay, I don't know the name. I don't know the
the headgear.
yeah the headgear. I know fight with this. I just fight
Okay.
with the other protections.
So then you turned professional and you fought in a Portugal regional MMA promotion, correct? That was in
It,
2012.
yes, I start
And so you were what, 17, 18 years old?
17. I'm the most young fighter in Portugal fighting professional.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, because you know um, the the fathers and the man we need to sign for
Mhm.
fight. When we are
Okay.
skin, when you are kid. So my father stay in Angola. My mother just say go, but not come to cry if you lose. So my mama just say and you cannot see it. I just want to go for fight for win money.
Mhm.
I have yeah, and
So, so,
yes.
so then you went to a knockout championship. Was that in Portugal or was that somewhere else?
No, no. It's in France.
France. Okay.
It's a France. France.
Okay. And then how'd you get that opportunity?
Uh, because when I skied in amateur fighters, many French and the Spanish fighters team come to Portugal for participation in this organization. The amateur is very famous in the Portugal, and so many fighters come, but I win every trophies. The best fighter in the organization, the most young fighter the organization, and the
Wow.
best fighters of the year. And many people see and go, yo, when you when you when you are more older, you come to France for fight professional. And yeah, okay, thank you.
All right. All right. So
Mm.
yeah, you were 9-1, I believe, before you joined Rizin. How did you get the call from Rizin? How did that happen?
No, in the Rising is contact me for for tournament 61.
Hmm.
61 because the Rising need the fighters have two belts
Hmm.
and two organization different between different or all two belts. So European fighters.
Okay.
So I have three belts in Europe.
Okay.
So
What were
this
your belts, Manel?
I have the belt of the Portugal, Invictus Pro League. I have the belt of the France, the no, the France. I have one belt of the Spanish, in Spanish.
Well, Rizin is
Yeah,
really good at finding talent.
yeah,
That's interesting. So your first Rizin fight was against Ursin Yamamoto, of course, the
yes,
nephew of the late great Kid Yamamoto. Did you
uh-huh.
know about his family and
Yes, I know. Of course,
okay,
I know because when I ski, I see many fighters. The kid Yamamoto and he's a legend,
yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, I know.
So it must have been quite the honor to fight his nephew there. The first time in Rizin.
No, no fear. I like fight. I like fighting, and I see this is the older pride
Hmm.
organization. So I can see many people. I like fight when I have a lot of people. I feel very very comfortable. You don't know, but I know feel nothing. I just come to another fight because I fight all my whole life. I
So,
don't
so,
feel
you,
pressure.
so you'd rather have a huge crowd.
Yeah, if you put me a little people, man, this is not for me. I don't like. Believe me. I like many people. I like the hear the noise, the people. You know, I like this. I like these emotionals. The people. I like people see me fight. You know, I
Yes,
like.
yes. And then the
Mhm.
Japanese crowd is very knowledgeable about
Mhm.
MMA and, very, very
Yes.
quiet as well during the fights. Unlike here in
Mhm.
America, everyone's yelling all drunk and stupid.
Yeah. I know, but but it's a different people.
Mhm.
You know, in Japanese respect. You know, respect when have a boring fight, you stay quiet, not say bullshit or nothing. But I want to change this, not just I want to change. I like the people in Japanese, but I like change. I wanna listen the noise. You know, I want more reaction. You
Or
know,
reactions, right?
more reaction. You know, I like when boring fight is boring, man. You let people
Well, yeah,
see the
I
real
don't know that.
fight.
I don't think you've ever been in a boring fight, and so you're doing
Yeah, I know.
really good. I
Yeah.
personally am a fan of yours. Of course, being a fan of Rizin, I saw your first bout, and I thought, who is this kid? Because I had never seen you fight before, and
Uh-huh.
subsequently, I think that you're getting better and better every fight. So you fought in the bantamweight Grand Prix, is what that
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
2017. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you had fought Ursin Yamamoto, and then you beat Ian McCall, who
Yes.
you had a nice little weigh-in scuffle with there, and then you fought Kyoji Horiguchi. Were you aware of how big this guy was in Japan? How good he was at this time?
uh, you know, I have a lot of problem when I start fighting with Kyoji because Kyoji and the other fighters, because I sleep a lot in the ring, the rising. If
Okay.
you see my fights,
Hmm.
then Yamakol and the Wuka Sasaki, I sleep a lot. I not show who really I am. I
Okay.
cannot show who really I am and my skills.
Okay.
This because now I start with fight with sneakers. I can
I was going to
because
ask you that.
because I'm feel better when I fight the octagon. You know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm feel like fish in the water when I fight in the octagon. Believe me, this is my water.
And
But I
totally
feel,
different than the ring, huh?
yeah, it's very different. But now I changed the game, and my last fight I I show my real skills. My real skills, and yeah, yeah.
I think your last fight was not only one of your best fights, but one of the best on the card. I mean, if
Yeah.
anybody didn't catch that fight against Ito, that was a flawless performance, I thought. And you looked great. That was at flyweight, correct? Do you feel
Yeah,
better?
yes,
Do you feel better
yes.
at flyweight?
Yeah, no, I'm feel better in flyweight or welterweight, but now I'm a young, and I want to start fighting flyweight. I
Okay.
want to start fighting flyweight, so when I be more older, I can fight in welterweight.
Right, right,
Welterweight.
right.
This is my
I believe that
this is my goal now.
Bellator is
Hmm.
having a flyweight tournament, correct? Have you thought about trying to get into that?
Yes, yes, of course, of course.
I think that you would be perfect, especially if you like to fight in the cage. I think it's a
Yeah, 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 I know.
16-man tournament. That would be right up your alley.
If you see my all fighters in the cage, this is the every time is the best fighters in the night.
What,
Every
what,
my fight in the cage, every is ever a bonus the fight in the night.
okay. What did you? When was the first time that you fought in a ring?
Uh, I think my first fight in the ring in the France, in
Okay,
the France,
okay.
in the
So you
France.
had some
So
experience before Japan,
yeah, yeah, yes, I have a three experience before.
and you train at AKA Thailand, correct?
Yes, yes.
How
Now
long
training.
before a fight do you go there?
No, I now I live in Thailand. I
Oh,
live in
okay.
Thailand. I live in Thailand. just sometimes I come to Angola, so just for see my father
Mm-hmm.
and my little brother. Just this because when I finish my fight, I come I come I come for gym. I
Uh-huh.
never I never stop. You know, I
Right.
stay for training. Yeah.
Well, it shows. Are you still being coached by Marcio Caesar?
Yeah, Marcio is a very good coach. You know, we have a good connection in fighter and coach. We understand very good. You know, he he show me other things, details than I from my game,
Uh-huh.
and put me more fire. You know, more maturity, more disciplined. You know, and we have the goal for this final year. We can be a champion in the world in flyweight. This is we start this goal in this year for be a champion. You know.
I believe that Rizin is trying to make belts in pretty much every weight class as we've
Mm-hmm.
seen, and so hopefully we do see this flyweight belt because they have a ton of talent at flyweight,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that would be an awesome thing for you, Manel. And so you would be open though to a cross promotion Bellator type event, something like that.
Yeah, if you know, I I swear the so Bellator and the Rising have a tournament,
Yes.
fighters, and I think like Kyoji Yoriguchi with Kadel, this is the what I want. You know, I
Yeah.
want to to go to the America fighting in America for people see me and see my skills, not just in Japan but all the world. You know.
Well, you're doing a great job. I tell you what, at AKA Thailand. So, have you been to America? Have you been to AKA here in America?
No, never. I
Never
just
to
stay in
America at all.
never. I just
Wow,
stay
wow.
in Thailand for training.
Mike Swick is the runner of that gym in Thailand, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And
No,
well,
he's a good guy. He's
and
a
so
good guy.
Thailand. What's the? Do you enjoy Thailand? I hear it's really nice there,
Very,
beaches and.
very, very. Every time I enjoy. In the weekend, I enjoy the best resorts, the best clubs. Every every time I training and enjoy. You know, because you just live one time. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Isn't that the?
you
Isn't
just
that,
live one time.
and
But
so
you and the body need this. You know, the body need this sometimes recovery, enjoy because this make the part of the life. It's
yeah,
not just training. You know,
right,
when
right.
you still too much focus, too much hungry. You know, in the fights for fights is not very good.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's bad.
I don't think it's mentally healthy to think about one thing all the time. You need to relax, you know?
Relax.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, all my work that I do, I make sure that I go watch the sunset every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I do the things that I want to do and relax and just forget about
Mm-hmm.
everything. I think too many
Yes.
fighters are focused on training, and like you said, you got to relax. No better place than the beach, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is very true because when I finish my training, I know talk about fight. I know fights. I
Mm.
know talk about this. I know see the movie fighters. You know,
Uh,
I like training. It's because I love training. You know, the adrenaline, the training, the fighters. See the new movie. I like study the fight. I like study when I go to the for bed for sleep. I like student the fight, the new movies, and see my game. You know, I like this, but I don't like talk to after the training for people the fight is. I don't like stay when have a lot of fighters. You know, I don't
right.
like this. I like stay in my place and my resort and different people. You know, this this is I like.
Do you watch tape on your opponents, however?
Sorry.
Do you watch tape like film on your upcoming opponents? Do you?
Sometimes when I start to close the fight is I like see my opponents fight is for see the
Okay.
movie because not much fighters can change the game, you know. Can change the game, you know, because all the fighters have something do the same, you know. Every fighter have something do the same, and if you see the movie fighters, the opponents, you see every fighters do something same. Every one thing is do the same. You can change this, and I like to see what is this for my reaction, you know.
Well, that's why I think Rizin is so perfect for you, because it shows your personality. They, I don't know if you've ever watched one on TV, if you've watched a replay of it, but the announcers, the commentary crew, Frank Trigg and Showdown Joe, for English speakers, they're very quiet during your intro, and so we get to hear your music. We get to see you come out. Rizin really shows personality. The Confession series, I feel like they do a better job at showcasing the fighters than any other promotion that I've seen. You know, that's why I hope that you stay there. I mean, I know money might be better other places, but as a fan, I'd like to see you, you know, compete there, because it is the biggest show. It is the best show. You know,
it's my house. I mean,
UFC never does events of 30,000 people.
UFC, you know, is different. Is different. You know, if you want to see the show is in Japan. And the life the fighter. You know, life the fighter. You know?
Well, and then the exclusive contracts that the UFC does. At least Rizin would allow you to compete against a Bellator fighter or against a deep champion. You know,
and this is very good. And this is very, very good when because Rizin leave me for fighting in Bellator or other organization. But this is very good. You know, now have a exclusive contract.
Yeah, because if you go to the UFC, you're locked in for 5 fights, and you're not doing anything else. You're only fighting for them, right?
Yeah, and you know, and the UFC have a lot of fights. A lot of fights, and have a many fighters. Not fight 1 year.
Yeah,
you know? You need, and you need the fight. You know, you need because the fighters invest a lot of money for training in the fight.
I'm sure.
And I know this is not good, because this sports MMA is not grateful. It's not grateful for this job, you know. You pay too much your health, you know. You leave your family, you know. You give too much for this sport.
Right. Well, and seeing, like you said, that's why it's so nice that you're able to be kind of free, and because, like you said, even at your weight class, 125 pounds, 135 pounds, you know, you're hardly getting that in the UFC. They've cut most of their 25 pounders, you know, and whereas in Japan you have organizations like Deep Impact, which has a ton of talent at 125, 135 pounds. I just released a podcast the day before yesterday of Victor Henry, who is the deep bantamweight champion. You know, he trains out with Josh Barnett in California. But the lighter weights just aren't, we don't see that a lot here in America. They don't promote the lighter weights very well in America. Not the UFC. Bellator does a lot better job, you know?
Yes.
Do you watch any MMA on TV?
When I have important fights, or when my friends fighting.
Okay.
You know?
You had a friend that fought in Bellator last night, right?
Yes.
Carvalho?
Yeah, no, Falco is my older brother.
Oh, okay.
Falco, and Carvalho is my friend in Portugal. My friend in Portugal.
Okay, that was a good event.
Yeah, it's good event. But you know, I know see many fights on TV. You know, I don't see many fights on TV. I like to see sometimes on YouTube just for students. I like to see the fight just for students, not for, you know, just for many people okay, I want to be fight. I fight every day. It's
And boxing the same. You just kind of watch every once in a while.
no, just fight is then I like. I don't
Oh,
like.
okay. You watched the
Yeah,
fight last
just
night with Canelo?
it's a boring fight, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought so too. I thought both guys could have pulled the trigger a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, it's boring fight, but it's good. It's good.
So as far as let me get to your life a little bit outside of the cage. What do you do in your downtime? What do you do for fun?
So now I start my business. I don't want to fight is long time.
Mhm.
I like 31 years old. I think so. My 31. I don't know. 30, 34. I want to leave the fighting. So I start my business now. I'm very business. My clothes,
Mhm.
my clothes, the easy money, and in my time, I like I stay too much in house. I like stay in house.
Okay.
I like say, uh, I don't I don't go to the street just for go.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
I'm very guide the house. Because my mom gave me this learn a lot of stay house.
Mhm.
The street have a lot of problems.
That's right. And it's run into
The
nothing
street
but
have a
problems.
Yeah, because I stay too much time in my TV and see my series. Read a book. I like too much to read a book. I
Okay.
have a lot of I don't know how much booking I I have
What do
I
you
love.
think you would be doing if you weren't fighting, Manel? Like right now, if you weren't an MMA fighter, what would you have done?
Sorry.
What would you have done for a career if you weren't an MMA fighter?
No, I want to be a businessman. I
Okay.
want to be a big businessman. I want to. I'm very. I have a lot of crazy dreams. I
Uh-huh.
have a crazy dreams. Many people can't see my imagination. I want to be a part of the. I want to be a part of Forbes list.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is one of my goals, and now I start for students for be better personal, for come to this goal. Not just no my focus not just the fight and the sport, but other things. Then I want. Uh, this is I like. I like.
Your clothing line is awesome. The Easy Money. I just saw a hat that you released recently. I really like the
Yeah.
logo. Your shirts have been awesome. Where can people get this stuff?
The people, you see, it's slow out when I start to to sell for people, and I just come for signature the t-shirt and not have any t-shirt. I'm very happy. Then Japanese people like my 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 first present for
Right.
people. This my first present for Japanese people.
Yeah, I heard.
I want to show this. I give this love. I want to show and grateful for love Japanese, and you need to give when people give you. This
That's
is
awesome. That's awesome. I heard that your merchandise went right off the shelves at this last event.
uh,
I had a person go and they were going to get me a shirt of yours, and they said there were no more left by the time I got there. So they're selling fast, I guess, huh?
uh-huh.
Are you going to
Yeah.
put up a
So
website or something where people can order them internationally?
uh, now I started to work for this for my website. Now I
Okay.
start for a website. I don't know if uh, if I create site in Japan or if in Portugal.
Right.
Uh, I want to open the company first for 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 open the website,
Mhm.
and I want slow down. I want to slow down, not too much hard. I want to see how people really like this. You know.
Hmm. Well, when you do launch that, let me know. I'll have a website coming for this podcast because I have some written interviews and some behind the
Yeah.
scenes footage that fighters send me. And so when you do launch something to where people can buy it, make sure you send it to me, and I'll
Okay.
help
Thank you.
however I can because I really do like your gear. I think it's awesome stuff. I'm gonna get me one and I'm gonna hang it up right there behind
Okay.
me.
No, I have. What's your size? What's your size?
Extra, extra, extra large. If you double
Extra large.
X.
Okay, double X. I have one for you.
Thank you
So
so
if you
much. Now I'll put it
yeah,
right here, and it'll be here
I
every
have
podcast, man.
I have one for you. So
All right, let me get to a couple fan questions here. What kind of music do you listen to? Did I lose you? Did I lose you there, Manel?
yeah, I'm
Oh,
here.
okay,
I'm
we're
here.
back. You're back. What kind of music do you listen to?
I like R&B.
Okay. Any favorite artist? I think we had a bad connection here for a minute. Let's see. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were losing connection for just a second. I can't see you anymore. Yeah, I can't see you or hear you right now, Manel. I could hear background noise, but I can't see anything. Can you hear me? We'll reconnect with Manel in just a minute here. And how the internet goes. We'll be back online in just a minute with Manel. Really appreciate his time. Interesting stories he's got. I'm going to get some of these fan questions answered and keep them on for another couple minutes, and we'll let him go. Manel, are you back?
Yeah, it's bad connection.
Yeah, we had a bad connection. I'm not sure if it was on my end or yours, but either way, we'll get through it. You sound a lot better now. Let me just check something, and we'll continue here. I won't keep you much
Uh-huh.
longer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. All right. So you were talking about music. You said R&B. Do you have any favorite artists?
No, I like R&B, hip hop, music, and kizomba music, African music.
Oh,
But but Yes, but I have a good singer that I like you know what is the name of this guy? Um, Chris Brown. You know, I like
No.
Chris Brown.
Mhm.
Great song. It's slow music. You know,
Mhm.
music slow. Love music. That is my vibe.
Some good
My vibe.
music for the ladies too.
Yeah. This is I
All
like
right,
this vibe.
we got another fan question here. This one's from Pride Fan 67. He wanted to know if you did fight against a Bellator person, who would you want to fight against? Is there someone in Bellator that you would like to fight?
I wanna fight with the big dog. You know.
Fight anybody, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
I don't fight it with nobody. I like fighting with the big dog.
How often would you prefer to compete a year?
What?
How many times would you prefer to compete each year?
How many times? Like 3 months. 3 months.
Okay, 3 months in between fights.
Yeah, 3 months.
So we'll probably see you back in July or August in Rizin.
Yeah, I think in July. In July. I think
Okay,
in
that's at
July.
the Saitama. What was I wanted to ask you? What was your first experience at the Saitama Super Arena like? Because 30,000 people. Had you ever been anywhere like that before?
Never in my life I see many people in the fight. But like can I say before, this is then I like. You know, this is the you know peop, I don't feel the depression. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel the rising need to feel depression when I start the end of the fight. Not me, you believe me. Okay.
Well, I tell you what. So I mean, I've never fought, of course, but I can only imagine the difference between a few thousand people and 30,000 people. What were all these Portugal shows like? Was it just a few hundred people, or were there thousands?
Yeah, you know, I don't know, 10,000, ten
Oh,
thousand.
really? Really? So big shows still.
No, no big shows. When I fight, yes, many people come.
Mm.
Me and I have my more two fighters, then can bring you many people. Not too much people, not too much people. And the other events like 1,000, 1,000, I think. So.
Okay. You competed at an event called AFL in Madrid.
FL in Madrid, yes, I fighting
Well,
FL.
what was that? What size show was that? Was that a big show, or I'm not familiar with AFL?
FL is, I think now is the best show in Spanish.
Okay.
Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best. Yeah, it's a good organization. Have a good fighters.
Mhm.
I fighting with the very good fighter. This Daniel Barres is a champion
Oh,
Bama
okay.
champion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know when you fought him, he only had one loss, I think, when he had
yeah.
fought you. Yeah. That was I did catch some clips of that fight. So would you, as far as the rule set, the stomping on the head, the knees to the grounded opponent, was that allowed in Portugal or no?
No. Because
Only
because Portugal no pay very good for fighters for help on
insurance and
just
stuff. Yeah.
you need the conversation for the other team if you accept fighter with help on because in the Portugal or in the Europe you not pay very good. You know,
Right.
you give if you open the head, you go to the hospital, you bring your you give your all money to fight in the hospital.
Right.
If you don't have insurance,
So you prefer the rules though of being to knee a guy on the ground in the head, I assume.
sorry.
You prefer to be able to knee a guy on in the head or kick him in the head.
Yeah, I prefer this rule.
All right, then we're gonna finish up here with. Would you ever compete in any jiu-jitsu tournaments? Something like quintet?
Sorry.
Would you like to compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament in the future, like a quintet?
Yeah, I like too much. I like too much compete jiu-jitsu. You know, jiu-jitsu and just grapple. No-gi. You know,
Nogi.
I like no-gi. I like more no-gi. I have a lot of fights in no-gi and jiu-jitsu, but I like no-gi. I feel very comfortable for fighting.
Well, maybe we'll see you in that quintet. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they're a really interesting team
I know
grappling. It's
team
quintet
grapple.
is what it's called.
This is where this is.
They just did one in Japan. It was the first all-female. Miyu Yamamoto competed there, and it's a team grappling. So you have 4 or 5 people, and you can only weigh so much. You know,
Uh-huh.
4 or 5 people. It's a pretty cool thing. It's on UFC Fight Pass. I'll send you a couple links when we get off air, and we'll talk about
He
that.
pay,
But
pay good. He pay good. He pay good.
I don't
He
know
pay
about
good.
the pay, but I assume that it does because it's watched by quite a bit of people, and
I don't know.
it's the
I,
first team grappling event that we've seen. So I assume that it does pretty good.
if not pay good, I'm out. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You need that easy money.
If you know if you are good in your job, you not do this free. You know.
Right, right,
You not
right.
do this free. You know.
No, I know that this quintet is it was started by Sakuraba-san, and so the famous Japanese fighter, and so I'm sure that they take care of their athletes really well because it's a Japanese thing, and they seem to nobody seems to complain that much about Rizin or Deep or some of these organizations, whereas you got these guys on 5-5 or 10-10 in the UFC complaining every day.
This is good. This is good.
And do you prefer? I mean, have you ever had to fight where you get more money to win, like a show and then a win bonus?
Yes, I cannot you know I don't know what is the name, but it pay very very good. I'm happy.
You're
I'm
happy.
happy.
That's what matters, Manel. All right, we got 2 more fan questions, then I'm going to let you go. Your what would be your favorite boxer?
Yo, my favorite box is Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
I
All right. So,
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather and Lomachenko and Lomachenko. But my first love in the my first love is Roy Jones Jr.
oh
Roy
yeah.
Jones Jr.
Wow, what a
This
fighter he was, huh?
this is my first love, Roy Jones Jr.
You
You
and
know.
me both. You and me both, man. I was a huge fan of him. I feel like when he moved up in weight and then he went back down is when he started to have problems. It seems like people who go way up in weight and then come back down, their chin isn't there anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just how it seems, But all right, we're gonna finish on. So you started training, or you started fighting at about the age of 6. You want to compete for what, 5 or 6 more years?
6 more years. Six, seven more years. I don't know. Six.
Okay.
I don't know. This is depend on my situation healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's my situation and healthy. Yeah, if my health in my body permits for fighting, I can fight it.
Have you had any major injuries from fighting yet?
I I have a lot of injuries in my last fight. My rib, my foot. My knee. This I'm I'm really we're gonna fucked up. Believe me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you need to rest and make sure you get better.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I can't control my trainings. I sometimes I training a lot. And this is bad.
You have to overtrain. You train too hard, and then you get to the fight, and you're only 70%.
I have a 2 overtraining in my lifespan, and I'm feel very very bad. Yeah.
Well, you need to stay in Angola for a little while longer, so you don't overtrain, huh?
No, in Angola I think I just stay 1 more week and I come back to Thailand.
Okay.
Training because now I'm very fat. I'm very. I need to lose this.
You need to get rid of that weight if you're going to compete in July, huh?
Yeah.
Let fans know where they could follow you at, Manel. It's Twitter/Manel Kape, right?
Yes, Manel Kape, just Manel Kape.
Everywhere,
The,
Instagram, everything?
everything in Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
Okay.
Manel Kape.
And I'm going to be launching a website really soon. And so, like I said, if you want to send me some photos or some training footage, anything, I'd gladly put together a little promo for you. I really am humbled and thankful for you joining me today, Manel. I think that you're one of the best up-and-coming fighters in the world right now, honestly. When you first came onto the scene, I had questions like everybody, but this last event at Rizin 15, I believe everyone needs to go watch that fight. It was one of the most impressive fights I've seen this year of any weight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
much. So I really appreciate you joining me, and hopefully we'll do this again after you fight in July or August.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and easy money all day.
Easy money all day.
Thank you, Manel.
See you soon. Take care.